very, very unfair, Ravi, because normally, at gatherings like this, I sit in the chair, hear everybody else speak, and gather my thoughts and then speak.
So I can.
But you sort of put me in great difficulty because, we are in the habit of borrowing thoughts from others, especially in the legal profession, and then putting it in our own words. But anyway, Shri MP Narayanan, who I've known for a long time, a great protagonist of GIS technologies and a man with a passion to take the industry forward. Mr. Ravi Gupta, of course, who I've known for a long, long time. Shiv Kumar ji was with me in the ministry, so I was educated by him on many of the issues of GIS technologies. And this is in a lighter note, Mr. Sinha, because I think every state needs a disaster management vice chairman, because every state is moving towards disaster. So I hope you don't take it other way. Bihar is a good state. I'm not saying Bihar. But this is in a lighter way unless somebody sort of goes to the press on it. Nowadays, we don't know what people do. Anyway, information and communications technology is going to be at the heart of the development process in the years to come. We're going to soon have a paperless world. We move away from the filing system and move into a cyber system where all information will be seamless, it will be flowing, it will know no boundaries, it will flow from one part of the world to another. And since the world will be interconnected through a cyber system, naturally it's very important for us to protect it. Because that then will be the cyber infrastructure where the world communicates with each other. And that, of course, needs to be protected. But of course, it's going to take a long time for that to happen. Of course, when it's put in place, then the way that we interact with each other, the way that we deal with each other, the way that we build our developmental processes will be far easier. And the citizen will be truly empowered. That, of course, is the objective of the ICT revolution that's taking place. It's ultimately the empowerment of the man who has no information and therefore in the absence of that information cannot exercise his constitutional rights. I have therefore always believed that the right to information should be a part of right to free speech. Because unless the right to information is made a part of right of free speech, information will be a commodity which will not be available as freely as it should be. If there's a farmer who is tilling his land, who is harvesting his crop, he must know when he should go to the market to sell it. He must also know from the weather department through GIS technology when it's going to rain. He must know what is the quantum of rain that his field is going to get. The fisherman must know when he should go out and fish for shoals of fish, and which part of the ocean has chlorophyll and which part of the ocean does not have chlorophyll. We should know when a tsunami is going to hit us. And one of the reasons why the Japanese were able to protect themselves because of their the technology advances they have made in a most modern early tsunami warning system. They were able to tell 1 minute in advance that some tragedy of this sort of monumental proportions is going to happen, where 30,000 people lost their lives, where communities were destroyed, infrastructure were destroyed, and we have a nuclear problem on our hands, like the Chernobyl problem that took place many, many years ago. And it is only because of information technology, even though there has been enormous damage and the tragedy um, is certainly heartrending. But yet, on the positive side, things would have been much worse had Japan not had the early warning tsunami system in place. I remember when the tsunami hit us, I remember calling Shiv Kumarji and I said, look, we have to put a system in place. It was sometimes in December 2004 that it hit us. And I said, by September 2005, we should have an early warning tsunami system in place in India. And we delivered it to the people in this country in September 2005 for a cost of 120 crores, if I remember correctly. It's one of the most modern systems of the world. In fact, Indonesia, Australia, our neighboring countries, Sri Lanka and others are all connected with it now, and we can give this information to our neighbors, because though the fault line within the Himalayas lies along the coast of the southeastern countries running through Indonesia, if there is an earthquake of a magnitude of 9 and more, and there is a displacement of landmass, then it causes underneath the ocean the water to swell, resulting in tidal waves. It takes about 4 hours for those tidal waves to reach India in the form of a tsunami. So we have enough of a warning that we are able to give to our people in the process. This is just one example. We are also able to, through graphics, determine that when the tsunami is coming, which areas and which part of the eastern coast it will hit, which cities it will hit, and what will be the extent of the destruction. When will the wave recede? Which part of the territory of the east coast will be parts of the territory of the east coast can be identified from where it can recede. Therefore, we will be able to manage the consequences of a tsunami as well. Which properties will be damaged? Which properties will not be damaged? Because many a times we find that after disasters of this nature, a lot of people make false claims, saying that this has happened and that has happened and my property was also damaged. All kinds of false affidavits are filed. And people just don't know who are the ones who are truly affected by a natural disaster of this nature. This technology allows you to detect and determine which properties were damaged, which properties were not damaged. And then with satellite imagery and all the other things, all this can be done. But this is just one example of how the ICT revolution is going to overtake us in the years to come. The other aspect, and of course this has other ramifications as well. The other aspect is that we have today one of the largest communication systems in the world. So we have so many satellites in place. We have an agency, remote sensing agency, which is exceptionally efficient. So I think we can, through spatial technologies, have a lot of ICT products which can be used in the market, not just for what I mentioned, but also for other things as well. For example, our criminal network, our intelligence network. Today, for example, if the ED is investigating something and the